Joe, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I was enjoying that little dance there. How are you doing, bro? You right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I can't complain at the moment. I'm just, thinking about when I'm coming back. I mean, I'm supposed to really come back Sunday, this coming Sunday, but I might be extending just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to rush to come back, to be honest.
Man, I do not blame you. Literally, there's nothing waiting for you in London. Like, everything is just closed. There's nothing, bro.
Oh,
It's
literally, man. Literally. And it's been cold.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Actually, I went out for a bit of a walk today. It was actually a nice day, but it was freezing. Yeah, it was like one of those clear but really cold days.
Crispy but cold, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's the weather like at the moment out where you are, out in Dubai?
It's been really nice. It's like mid-20s, right? It's like 25, 26, 27. But it's really hot, like it's really hot. But it's nice though. It's nice.
Okay.
There's a bit of breeze there, but it's hot. It's a different kind of sun out here compared to if you're in Europe and it's like high 20s. Yeah, this is different. But yeah, man, all good. So
I'm jealous.
yeah. All right, G, what is going on this week in the markets? It's all been about Mr. Biden coming through, right?
Yeah.
I guess it was. Well, it's interesting because obviously last week, right, we spoke about the dollar. The upside that we saw. We had a nice little breakout higher after ranging. And then even at the very start of this week, it was on Monday, sort of Tuesday, it was dollar strength, wasn't it? Like a continuation of last week.
It was right at the start of the week, yeah. And then we just kind of reversed. And I mean, it's not a massive decline. We're still, dollar index is still, I'm just looking, it's just above 90 still. So I still think we're in this period of consolidation. I wouldn't really read too much into this week's weakness in the dollar.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Nah, because like we're nowhere near the lows set earlier in the year still. So I don't know. I think we're going to keep consolidating personally.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously we saw the effect of Biden coming into play. Obviously everyone's just talking about this fiscal stimulus. It's the $1.9 trillion. So we could see the market's intentions there because obviously dollar was hit fairly hard the back end of the week, wasn't it? Like sort of Wednesday, Thursday, more so Thursday. My only concern is maybe we do get a bit of consolidation, as you say. I think we're gradually going to keep grinding lower. But if we're going to stop dollar selling, it will be the hiccups that we may get of Biden not being able to smoothly pass through, with all of this. Because he still has to get, there's still some Republicans that are not, don't like his price tag. From what I've been reading.
Yeah, 100%. And even there's some within the Democrat Party who like they're a bit more centrist. So yeah, definitely some obstacles to overcome. And it wasn't just another key moment this week for me was Janet Yellen speaking as well.
Yeah.
I think when she was speaking, she was talking about all the stimulus and how they're going to boost the economy and all this kind of stuff. I think that injected a bit of optimism in the market. And then, like you say, the fact that there might be some hiccups in Congress means that markets might be expecting a little bit more than they actually get. So, yeah, I guess that is a risk.
True. Yeah, I think it's interesting from Yellen, actually. She was just, obviously, they're literally because markets were at first, you remember we were thinking about obviously all this debt for the United States, but she was like, who cares? Let's just spend and get the economy stimulated. So it's just really strong tone from her on that front. So I think the markets, as you say, the risk appetite, that sort of really was helped on from her speech. But she didn't say too much really about the dollar. I was quite disappointed because obviously that article in the Wall Street Journal was talking about, how they're about, I'm sure they said, well, they didn't want a weaker dollar. They're not in favor of a weaker dollar, wasn't it?
No, because it's kind of like a departure from the old, what the Trump administration and what Trump used to say. Do you remember Trump for so long? He was always going on about how he wanted a weaker dollar to help the exporters and all that kind of stuff. But do you remember for most of the Trump presidency, the dollar was actually getting stronger because of his trade war. And now we've got an administration that doesn't want a weaker dollar. They're probably going to get it. These lot are probably going to get the weaker dollar.
So true, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
That's funny. I reckon, let's talk about Trump. So obviously Trump's left now. And I've seen so many memes like of, how Trump potentially might have like left like, like a note for Biden in the White House. You can only imagine like some of the stuff that he might have said. He probably did.
Very, very sad.
Yeah. So, well, it's a bit of a shame. It's an end of an era. I know we've said it before. Like, we're not going to get that excitement like we did with Trump. We're not going to get that from Biden. The random tweets. He's going to be very, very diplomatic, which is a shame. It's a shame.
I know. It was good volatility, and it was a lot to think about and to trade on as well. Like the best moment from a Trump tweet ever, I think, was when, do you remember? I can't remember if it was it was sometime last year when there was that price war between the Saudis and the Russians, and then Trump like brokered a deal. You remember? And then crude oil rallied like 15%.
Yes, that was mental. Yeah, man. That's what I mean. Right. That sort of stuff. That's crazy.
We're never getting that again. Never.
No, never. Not for a while. Not till we get another crazy president again. So, which is probably going to be a very long time. But what else has happened this week in the markets, dude?
I mean, to be honest, it's been a bit boring. I've got all my charts here on one day, so I can see the whole week. Equity markets have advanced a little bit of risk appetite in the US anyway, but otherwise things have been quite it's been consolidation in like commodities, European stocks pretty much flat. It's not been the most exciting week, to be honest. Like PMIs today were quite interesting. Oh, ECB.
Yeah, but I still think that's a non-event, bro.
Yeah, to be honest, same.
Yeah, well, we could talk about the euro quickly because it was was yesterday. Everything was up, risk appetite. Oh no, it wasn't yesterday. The day before yesterday, on Wednesday, everything was up, but euro was down because everyone was talking about these, the further economic restrictions, France, Germany, and then also, I think they're having like a bit of trouble with this vaccine situation at the moment. There's some blunders or something. I don't know. The rollout. Are you reading?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot being made of the fact that Pfizer has been having to like scale down how much they're delivering because of various problems they're having to do with their distribution. So I don't think it's a game changer, to be honest, any of this, but it's not good, is it? Like vaccine delays aren't good. No,
not for sure. Like considering how much vaccine optimism has driven the markets, the back end of last year and early into this year, so no, definitely not. One thing to note, actually, data this morning, because you would see GBP's been a good performer this week, right? Let's talk about GP. GBP's been a good performer. One of the best performers this week versus the dollar. Remember, it was a continuation of really last week. What's his name? The Bank of England governor ruling out negative rates. So then we had that optimism. I really like. You know what? Data today, what I was going to say was data today was very bad for the UK, wasn't it? Retail sales, manufacturing, services, it's all awful, really, wasn't it? And I think that's why GBP's lagging today, Friday. But I think GBP has got a lot of potential, dude, considering we're winning the race with this vaccine rollout and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I 100% agree. If our lead in terms of vaccinations means that we can reopen our economy earlier than other places, then that should be a positive for GDP. And I mean, that probably is going to happen. But there's one thing, dude, that I've been worrying about, and this goes beyond GBP. Like this could be a concern for like risk appetite in general. There was this research that was released out of Israel, because Israel are like way ahead in the vaccine race.
Right.
Well, they studied like 200,000 people that received just the first Pfizer dose. And according to, it's not a peer-reviewed study, but according to their study, it only reduced infection by 33%, which is way less than potentially you would have hoped for.
Yeah, for sure.
So, he said that was a bit concerning. And I think there's a risk that these vaccines might turn out to be not as good as we hoped.
Really?
Fingers crossed. Like I'd hate for that to be the case. I don't want to be the bringer of bad news.
Yeah.
But just bringing all the risks on the table. Like, it's a possibility that we got to think about.
Wow. Yeah, for sure, man. Oh God, imagine. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I know they're
Hopefully not. Fingers crossed.
yeah, people are, yeah, they're really firing it out. Like they're over here, apparently they're in Dubai, they're going to be making it mandatory soon that you have to have it.
Really?
Yeah, they're having over here they're having the Chinese one, but the Chinese one apparently is I don't know, apparently it's better. I don't know, just from what I've heard. I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Nah, to be honest, at this point, like the pandemic has just got so bad, like people would just take anything, I think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. But what's your view, dude? What's your view on we're speaking about GP, euro, dollar. What's your view on there's something else I want to talk about in a moment actually, but what's your view on gold?
Gold. Oh man, gold's a tough one at the moment.
I know.
Because like I think the biggest thing for gold is like bond yields, or more specifically real yields. So that's like, we look at the nominal, everybody always looks at the nominal yield, but you have to minus inflation expectations from that. And if that stays low, then that should be good for gold. And I think the Fed's going to keep it low, so I think gold should remain supported. Yeah. Because you know how we always say like gold is like central bank support.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the outlook for gold is good as long as the central banks are accommodative, pretty much, which I think they will be. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because I'm looking at gold. I like gold longs, you know, over the sort of the medium long term. You know, I can see it still going and challenging those all-time highs, the record highs. Basically, with the dollar declining, we've still obviously all this supported stimulus as well that's coming into play. I can only see it up really for me.
That's a good point. Like the worse things get for the dollar, the better that should also be. So yeah, agreed. Yeah,
exactly. And then other than that, just one last thing actually, what I was going to say, because AUD and NZD, I keep saying this, but I love these two currencies. I think like their economies, like I don't think people really recognize just how good of a position these two are in, you know, how quickly they contain the virus and how quickly they got back going again. Like, you know, Australian data this week also good again. You know, we've seen that continued theme, like unemployment dropped. And Chinese GDP at the start of the week was good. So like, you know, I think these two economies and currencies are like really good position. And you've got to think as well, they're going to be Australia, RBA and RBNZ are going to be one of the first central banks to start tightening up again. You know, they're well ahead of the FOMC, you know, so surely.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. I mean, like, I saw some people saying this week about how potentially the RBA might start to taper their QE program in April. So that could be an AUD positive, because like the Fed, obviously, was it last week or something, but they quite heavily ruled that out.
Yes.
And the ECB and all these other banks aren't going to taper.
No way.
So yeah,
no way.
I completely agree, dude. Like the central bank outlook's more positive for them. Just the fact that they controlled coronavirus, the fact that they're exposed to China, which is doing well. Although we just need to keep an eye on coronavirus cases in China, because they're
still picking up.
Well, they're about 100 a day, so still some risk.
100's that's quite a lot. That's low though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, like compared to the rest of the world that's got like hundreds of thousands.
Literally. God, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool, dude. And then, do you know what's the crack next week? Anything?
FOMC is the main thing.
Okay. Rate decision.
Yeah. Rate decision. Yeah.
Okay. They're just going to be dovish, obviously.
Yeah. They'll be dovish. They'll rule out tapering.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably give risk appetite a bit of a boost, I would imagine.
Well, you know, so there's one point, I believe it was last week, money markets moved forward rate expectations to the second half of 2023 from 2024. I don't know if that's changed again since they spoke.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I didn't see that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think they're going to have to really make that clear. You know, they're going to have to be so clear this time.
Yeah.
You know, just maybe manage expectations.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to look at. And then it's just a continuation of the general themes, I guess, isn't it? Apart from that.
Yeah, that's it, really, dude. Yeah. What you anything this weekend for you? What can you do out of interest?
Well, I can go for a walk in the countryside eventually, as long as it's local.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, I think, man. Yeah. What about you?
Lovely, buddy. Just meeting up with a contact tomorrow. Gonna go out for a few drinks, I guess. And
nice.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, I miss doing that. I miss going for a few drinks.
I know. God. Go for a few drinks. Go for some food. Like actually eat out. You know. Do you know what I mean? This things you take for granted. Like back in a day. Back in a day now. It was a long time ago. You know. But it's just we took it for granted. You know when you're home.
I know. And we didn't even know.
No, exactly. Yeah. I know. So dude. Cool. All right. That was a good one, bro. Let's talk about. Stay lit, baby.